I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm really sad because for some reason it didn't record our 1 hour live. I don't know why.
It didn't break the 1 hour?
No. Basically, every time they ask me, do you want to share the live to your story? And I don't know why it didn't ask. So it's like, no problem. It's no worries.
Damn. I don't know how live works, because I never went live with somebody, so I didn't know that.
But no problem. So maybe we can just use this one. So just a quick. So for my YouTube video, we discussed 1 hour about our favorite concert in New York or in Paris, and unfortunately the video didn't record. I don't know, for some reason. Hi, Raf8. Thanks for joining us. So we were talking about the artist who doesn't respect the public for being late during their performance. This it's really fucked up. But it's basically the worst memory that I have, because the American, I think that it's much more with French artists. Sometimes I have some problem as well, like being late or stuff like that. But overall, the American people, when they come in France, the show is always huge.
Right. I had a bad memory with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't punch me or slap me or nothing like that. I know he's very violent, but it's the crowd. The baby was spectacular. The baby himself and his crew, his entourage, they did a good performance. It was theatrical and everything. He set up a sign on the stage. I don't want to. Well, I could give away his tour thing because he's not on tour anymore. But he got this scene where everybody dresses up in inmate outfits, and they start bench pressing like they're on the yard. That was cool. He does stuff like that, and he put out a stripper pole, and the girls were stripping.
Yeah.
But the thing was, when Stunner for Vegas was on, they mosh pitted, and throughout the whole concert, we were so tight, like we couldn't move. So we were shoulder to shoulder, front to back to everybody, and then people started rocking.
Yeah.
Rocking and mosh pitting and pushing each other.
Damn.
I lost the shoe. I almost lost my glasses.
Yeah.
And I was holding my tablet in my hands because that's where I used to record. And I almost dropped that on the floor. And if you drop anything in the concert, it's gone forever.
It's gone forever.
Yeah, it's in the abyss. Because people are going to kick it around. People might step on it and break it. So it's very rare that you drop something and then you could pick it up and find it again. So I was scared of that. And I had a good position. I was close to the front. So afraid of my life because I started having a panic attack. Started getting really bad anxiety. I had to I had one shoe in my hand. I had to leave the concert. I had to leave the area I was. I didn't leave the full concert. I had to leave, fix myself, gather myself up, and watch the concert from way in the back where they had breathing room.
Yeah.
Where there was just a room there you could separate from people a little bit, like six feet away or whatever. Social distancing or something like that. So I distanced myself from the middle of the crowd where I was at because I was going to get stomped out at that because I almost fell. Yeah. And people was rocking back and forth and pushing each other. Like it might have been 50 people and I was right in the middle of it. So I had to get out of there. I feared my life at that moment. I gotta be honest with you.
Shit.
That was my worst experience with the baby.
When was this concert?
This was on New York Terminal 5.
It was last year? 2019?
This is definitely 2019, yes.
Yeah.
Around December, actually.
It was very recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember December 12th.
Okay.
That's hard.
Yeah, we have to be very, very careful on this concert. But overall, like I'm really upset because the first hour was not recording, and we talked about so many good stuff.
So much. I was worth of stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
No problem, man. But just for the video, so you told me that your first concert was for DMX.
My first concert was DMX.
Yeah, it was in around 2016, something like that.
Yes, definitely. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, and then you saw you always go to some French free concert on summer.
A lot of free concerts in the summer.
A lot of free concerts.
Yeah, for summer stage.
And I think your favorite artists to perform on concert are The Weeknd,
and Drake,
and also The Dream. Yeah, The Dream.
The Dream is my favorite artist, but his performance on stage was okay. It was cool. Yeah. He had this one girl dancing on a pole. That was cool. That was entertaining. Yeah. But yeah, it's the fact that I like all his songs is why I enjoyed the concert. But he's okay when it comes to performing. But my favorite artists to see would be Travis Scott, The Weeknd, and Drake, and DaBaby, because they do great performances. I just didn't have a good experience. Yeah, I just didn't have a good experience at the venue. But if it's a venue where you can sit down, then it's gonna be good. Those are my best concerts because you get to sit down. You don't have to stand up on your feet and wait for these artists for 2-3 hours. Yeah, just to wait to see them. You feel me? Your legs start to hurt. You gotta wait online previous to that. But when you go to venues like Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden, you get to sit down. You get to get up and walk away. Go get something to eat. Go to the bathroom and still retain your spot. You feel me? Because you paid for your assigned seating. Yeah. So that's why I like going to venues. Like that, like big venues, arenas and stuff like that. I like the smaller concerts because they're intimate. Yeah, you get to, depending on how early you come, you get to be real up close to the stage. They could probably pick you and be like, you know what, come on stage. You know, you get to be seen by the artist. You can't say the same if you're at a venue in the Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden or Radio City. You know what I'm saying? And plus, it gets expensive, those concerts. Yeah, definitely. The intimate ones, where it's standing room, those are more affordable, like $40, $30. You understand? And you get better performances out of people. The thing is, those venues usually have curfews. At 11 o'clock, they gotta stop the show. They be like, it's time to go and all that. If it's on like the Barclays Center, because I went to a Barclays Center event called Tidal X, or it was a Tidal concert. The Tidal, yeah. Yeah, that ended at like 1:30 in the morning. Damn, it ended at 1:30? Yeah. That was the longest concert I've ever been to. So mine I think was for the Summer Jam. It ended really late. It started really early, like it started around 3 in the afternoon. And it finished at 1 o'clock. Because it's a huge, you have so many artists, you know, because you have also the DJ, you have Funk Master Flex, you know, he's playing some hip hop, dancehall songs, you know. Right. And then you also have the artists that are not that famous that came before. And after that, you have the stadium stage. And for the stadium stage, they stayed at least 40 minutes each artist, you know. So it was a very long, but I was sitting, you know, but everybody is sitting on the stadium, on MetLife Stadium. It's just that you are far away from the stage, so you have to look at the screen to see the artist, you know, clearly. But that's why I never went, because if I don't go there and have a good seating, it'll be hard for me to watch and enjoy the whole concert, because I'll be watching the screen all day. Yeah. I'll have to, and you have to pay for those tickets, right? Like, what do you think the most expensive ticket is to be close to the front?
I think for the MetLife Stadium, it was pretty expensive. Yeah, it was $150, something like that. Yeah. But
to sit in front, you gotta be like $500, right?
Yeah, it's really expensive where you are on the front. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because for the loud records, you know, I paid a lot, but not that much. But I was really, you know, in front, you know, so I clearly saw the artist. But then you have some other seat in front of the artist, but you have to pay like the $300, $400. You know, on Ticketmasters, when you pay the ticket, fee, you can see some.
That fee could hurt you. You can have just enough to buy the ticket, and then they hit you with a $40 fee. I'm like, you can't even go no more. See, that's why I like going to concerts in New York, And because this is because I go to the venue to buy my tickets, just so I could avoid the fee online.
Yeah.
Only I think only one time I bought a ticket online and had to pay the fee, and that was the Tory Lanez concert. Because there's no other way to get into the Manhattan Center, which is the Hampton Ballroom. There's only one way to get those tickets, and it's online. You can't go to the venue and buy it at the what's it called? Box office.
Yeah.
So I try my best. That's another factor for me when I go to concerts. If I could buy tickets at the box office, because I gotta avoid those fees.
Yeah, okay.
Cheap, man.
So you think that if you directly go, but the problem is that if it's sold out, it's hard to buy ticket in the box office.
That's how you go early. As soon as you hear about it, you gotta buy your ticket. That's my system. As soon as I hear about it, I got disposable money. So I go to the venue at my best convenience. I go to the box office and buy my ticket as early as possible. That's why it's important. See, I still got tickets. I got a ticket for the weekend now that I bought. So the first week, it went on sale. So that's why I still got the tickets. If I waited later, I wouldn't have wasted my money because COVID-19 happened.
Yeah, because it's going to be in July, right?
Yeah, it's going to be in July 8th at Barclays Center. I bought that ticket probably in February.
Yeah. So I really don't know, with this COVID-19, it's like, I wanted to go to Coachella this year, to Coachella. But the thing is that it's impossible because with one of my friends, we were, waiting for the line, and basically you have to pay I think it was $500 to have the 3 days, and if you want the VIP, it's $900. But the thing is that we were waiting online. We wait 2 hours, and after the 2 hours, they say that there is no more, you have to come back later, stuff like that. It's impossible. There are too many people connected at the same time to buy the ticket,
Yeah, that makes sense because everybody all across the states want to go see Coachella.
All across the states. You have people from New York, from California, Texas, North Carolina, and they're all clicking at the same time, So I think that if you buy the VIP tickets, maybe that there are less people because you have to pay $1,000, It's not people can afford this amount,
Right.
So it depends. But so Coachella, but with the COVID-19, it was canceled, South by Southwest canceled in Houston. Everything was canceled.
Would that have been your first festival?
Actually, Summer Jam is kind of a festival,
Okay.
And I in October we had the Rolling Loud festival in I don't know if it's in Manhattan or it was in Brooklyn. The Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. No, it was in Queens, City Fields.
Okay, it was in Queens. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you went to Rolling Loud? No,
I wanted to, but at the end I didn't go. I don't know why. Now I regret, because I think because the thing about the Rolling Loud is that there are many artists the new artists like mumble rap. I mean, I can listen to them, but I'm not a huge fan, Trippie Redd, Lil Uzi Vert, some rappers like that.
Yeah, you're not fans of them.
I can listen to them. Some of them, like the last album was of Lil Uzi Vert, was pretty good actually. It was really experimental, and he has this concept around the space, stuff like that. He tried to do the same with for Travis Scott on Astroworld, And there are some other artists like Juice WRLD. I think was his album was not that great, but he was a really huge freestyler. I think that Juice WRLD is actually he's dead, so rest in peace. But I think that he was one of the greatest freestyler in hip hop because the guy rapped on the top of his head. Like most of the time when you see rapper freestyling, they are rapping some bars that they were already written before. But Juice WRLD, it was like the typical mumble rapper. But when it comes to freestyle, he could freestyle for 30 minutes. You know, you just throwing in words and the guy just rap. You know.
I've seen that. He was on Funkmaster Flex.
Yeah, Funkmaster Flex.
I've seen some of his freestyles, and you could tell they freestyles by what he could do. You know who else could freestyle?
Common.
Common. I think he does. I actually seen Common at a free concert.
Ah, you saw Common? Yeah, I saw him in Paris. It was amazing.
He's a good performer too. He interacts with the crowd. He's running back and forth. He touches the crowd. This is a free concert by the World Trade Center.
Okay.
Yeah, they had built an impromptu stage.
Yeah. And
he performed there. I forgot Lion Babe. If you ever heard of Lion Babe.
Lion Babe.
Yeah. Female artist.
Okay, she's a new one or?
She's not new anymore, but she was new at the time when she opened up for Common at that free concert. Okay. Right. I know Snoop Dogg could freestyle.
Oh yeah, man, Snoop Dogg freestyles a lot. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, Mac Miller, rest in peace. But Mac Miller was a really good freestyler. Yeah.
And you can't forget about Meek Mill artist Lil Snoop.
Lil Snoop.
Yeah, he was a good freestyler.
Okay, he was in the Meek Mill's crew. You said?
Yeah, I think he got signed to Dream Chasers.
Yeah, because there is one guy who is very bad in Meek Mill's crew. I don't know if you remember this rapper.
Oh yeah, that's the game talked about it, right? That was horrible. That was like, damn, you got exposed.
Yeah, no, this guy was really bad.
But I can't freestyle, so I can't talk about it. You feel me?
Yeah.
He tried though. Not everybody could be an artist.
Yeah. And there is this guy, sometimes I forget his name. Harry Mack. Do you know this guy?
Harry Mack. Yeah, he's with Big Sean, right?
No, Harry Mack.
Every Mack?
Harry, Harry, Mack, Mack. Basically, he's not very, he's well known for being a freestyler, but basically I will show you after his YouTube channel. But he's a guy who he lives in Los Angeles, and he's very famous, right now because he just does rap freestyle. Like he asks random people on the street to throw some words, and he's spitting, he's rapping. Like he see three chicks. He asks them, "Can you throw me words, and I will make a freestyle." And he's a really huge freestyle. He's not he dropped a project, but it's not a huge album because he's not really an artist rapper, but he's much more a freestyler.
Okay. That's how Lil Snoop was too.
Yeah. Okay.
Lil Snoop freestyles anything off the top of the dome. Anything Meek Mill would say, he would freestyle about it. He was good at it. It was quite something to see, and he would have been something big. But I think he died before he was 21.
Damn,
he died real young. Yeah, real young.
Too young. It's like Pop Smoke, who died at 20 years old, I think.
Yeah, and that's who I would have wanted to see, Pop Smoke, but they kept banning him from performing in New York because gang ties and all that. But
because he's from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, but also get gang ties.
Okay.
Police feared for safety of everybody else because they might have a fight breakout or a shootout or something like that. So that's why they banned some people from performing at some venues because it might be a risk involved. And I think that's the same thing with 6ix9ine.
I mean, I was about to ask you, what do you think about 6ix9ine, really?
I could tell you about beforehand. So I actually seen 6ix9ine perform.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's actually a good performer also. He's running back and forth, up and down the stage. He got back-to-back hits, and he got the crowd live. That was the loudest I ever seen a crowd when 6ix9ine came on stage, and that was at Prudential Center for Powerhouse. Powerhouse is the 105.1 concert. Yeah, I go to those every year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he snuck into that one, and he performed on some DJ's birthday, and he performed. That was dope. But in the climate now of him, snitching and being an informant, and
it's hard.
It is difficult because he's actually a cool dude, but he lose so much cool points doing what he did.
Yeah,
you can't. But it's weird. And the thing is, he's not a street dude, but he's portraying that life. So you kind of gotta abide by those rules because you can't enter into a world where they got these rules and you just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you're gonna lose your street credibility, and we won't accept you. We only like authentic. That's why we like. That's why we always we talk about people who write their own bars. Yeah, because it's a form of authenticity. You can't be spitting bars that's not yours. That means you don't live that life.
Exactly, you're lying, actually.
Yeah, so that's why in New York we go hard for people who write their own bars as a rapper, as a street rapper at that. So for 6ix9ine's case, I think people are secretly going to be listening to his music, even though their heart wants to listen to his music, but their mind will be telling them, "Nah, I can't fuck with him because he snitched, he broke the code." But then again, some of the people that's listening to him, some of his fans, are the same people who probably do the same thing he did in his situation. So, and everybody's just excited to see what he's going to do next, just to see how he's going to prevail and if he's going to persevere this situation of him being a snitch and losing street credibility, but still coming out with music and still grabbing the charts.
Yeah, because the thing is that if like you said, if this kind of situation happened to you, it's hard, like you are facing I don't know how many years in prison. So if someone said, if you give some name, we can reduce this, this number of years in jail, then, I think that the majority of people will do the same. So
yeah, it's understandable. And the thing is, he didn't grow. He don't have like the biggest ties to them. Like he didn't grow up with them. He probably don't know their family. Their families don't know each other. He's not none of their godfathers, or they're not his godfather of his child and stuff like that. So he's not connected to them to where they're so binding, where it's like code to where he can't throw them under the bus. Because I was told some shady things was happening with them too. They didn't respect him like that, and they was doing things behind his back, and they was stealing from him and robbing him and all that. Yeah. So it's understandable. You only have code like that with people that you have an affinity with, family members, friends you grew up with as a child. Yeah, exactly. So you can't even blame him. You can't blame him. Actually, you can understand him more. You understand? And plus, sorry, go ahead. He's a little comedian. He's a little comedian rapper. He just likes to make fun of things. He trolls. So you want to expect him to have the highest street code, like how Bobby Shmurda and Robbie Rebel have. You know I mean? They're real street dudes. That's why everybody commends them the most, because when they come home, they're gonna be celebrated. Just how they celebrated now, because of how real they kept it.
Damn, 6ix9ine. And you know that 50 Cent say that he respected 6ix9ine more than his own son.
he would say he would choose him over his own son. Yeah, that's a different kind of hate. I don't even understand. I can't relate.
But you know that 50 Cent is crazy, because this guy basically, when he, like, everybody knows this big, but when he goes on people, for beef or stuff like that, like, have you seen what he did to DJ Khaled?
Yeah, his mom, right? He recorded his mom sleeping in the office. What is going on? Ruthless. Scary.
It's really scary. It's like a horror movie. But even this one, and with Rick Ross, when he came to his baby mother's house, and he started to take pictures with Rick Ross' children. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, he has below the belt when it comes to beef. He don't play fair.
Man. He don't play, man. Like me, I don't want to beef with 50 Cent, really.
No, that's scary. I don't condone violence, but you just gonna have to end him.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only way to end the beef, and you gotta do it quietly. So so his camp don't know it was you. But just if he ever say something to you, just let it rock. If you could do some playful banter, do some playful banter back and forth. But don't let it get too serious. That's where it goes back. Unless you could be unless you're sure of yourself and you know you're confident in your pettiness, then that's what it is. But you can't out petty 50 Cent. But I do think Rick Ross won that beef.
You think so? In terms of, you mean for diss tracks?
Diss tracks.
Yeah.
Album sales. When they put out an album, we'll put out albums. They had and Rick Ross musically is still more relevant than 50 Cent. So it didn't kill 50 Cent's career.
Yeah.
It just exposed that 50 Cent can't go bar for bar back with you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that 50 Cent, the thing is that for me, 50 Cent is the one who really start to use internet as of what rappers is doing today. Like trolling, keep trolling people. Because with Ja Rule, he had some tracks, but after that with Cameron and Rick Ross, it was just about 50 Cent making some jokes, and not like rapping, Because Rick Ross definitely, like you said, in 2010 when he dropped Teflon Don, Rick Ross was at his highest level, with BMF and, all of his other songs. But 50 Cent at the end, he didn't did that much after the massacre, Curtis. He didn't.
Right. My favorite album by 50 Cent was Get Rich or Die Trying and The Massacre. But the Massacre a lot. After that, he started
The Massacre?
It's weird because I haven't listened to them in a long time. But both had a lot of classics. Of course, nothing beats Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. But The Massacre was maybe slightly lower than Get Rich or Die Trying, but it was declining. His music abilities was declining. His bars, the things he talked about, started declining, and I wasn't checking for 50 Cent as much anymore. Once or twice he would have some good songs out, but nobody was checking. I wasn't checking for 50 Cent after Curtis, as you said. Yeah. Because and Cameron too, the beef with Cameron. I don't know if there was a winner in that, but the thing is that Cameron kept Cameron saying that he will answer to 50 and he's going to have like a surgical summer or the thing is that Cameron didn't drop anything, like he kept teasing that he will drop a diss track against 50 Cent in the summer. I think it was in 2008 or 2007, but he didn't drop anything, So 50 Cent started to clown in Cameron for not showing up on the beef, It's some people that just is legends in the streets that you can't really tarnish. So I think Cameron's one of them. Yeah. And Rick Ross is another one. 50 Cent didn't have his way with them. Like they was able to strive and still survive even after the beef, and that's rare because 50 Cent usually like a career ender. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, when you beef with him, because he will embarrass you, and he does the most. That's why he does the most. So that's how I feel. But he also had a little competition with Kanye West. Yeah, in 2007 for Curtis versus Graduation. Yeah. Yeah. He lost. Yeah, 50 lost that one too. But that's how you know beef sells records, because that was for publicity. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that made me like Kanye more. But Kanye is the better artist. And Graduation was a great album. Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose between 50 and Kanye West, I will choose Kanye West, because me back then I wasn't that fan of 50 because of his the fact that he had beef with so many artists, because the guy, when he dropped Piggy Bank on the Massacre, like he's talking about Nas, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, all of these artists that at the time were already considered as a legend, and 50 Cent didn't give a shit. Plus, he had the beef with the Game, and it was even more because I was 100% with the Game, and the Game went against all the G-Unit members, like Lloyd Banks, Young Buck, Tony Yayo, Olivia, all the G-Unit members, and he was able to drop some really good bars. Yeah, that's another one. I don't know if he freestyles, but he is an MC. Yeah. MC's MC. He 300 bars and running. That's when I looked at the game differently. Like, that's when I wanted. That was the first time I wanted more. I wanted to hear more. I heard 300 bars, and he was spitting bars at the bars, and then he violated Meek Mill too.
Yeah, Meek Mill. Yeah.
The game is powerful when it comes to beefing. He knows what he's doing in the streets and on the beats. Yeah, he's
unfortunately, I don't know if you heard about what happened to the game a few days before.
Yeah, the 7 million, right?
Yeah. Shit, man.
That's rough. But it's weird because I don't know how true it is, because the game posted that it wasn't true. That he would never pay up in this, that, and the third.
Yeah, he posted all the money on table.
Yeah, a long post talking about how he's not going to pay, that she didn't win nothing. But it's hard to see who's right and who's wrong, because I mean, the government is not going to lie. The game being a person is it could be sketchy. Even though how he's a real person, how real he is in the streets and all that, he could be fronting. Yeah. But the government doesn't front. So if the government and they say that and I know how the court systems work. If you don't show up, you are forfeiting the battle.
If you don't show up, yeah.
If you don't show up to court, you forfeit in the battle. So if it's a hearing on if you gotta win the money or she gotta win the money, and y'all going back and forth and you're defending yourself, you gotta show up to these places, or else they're gonna hold you. They're gonna just say you didn't win the court issue, and you're gonna end up paying. Yeah,
because he didn't show up at all. I think 2 times, something like that.
Right.
He kept saying that he kept clowning at the chick, So, but the thing is that if really the game had like a sexual abuse on this woman at that time, why is she keep posting picture on Instagram and keep showing money like that? Because for me, if you had a sexual abuse, you have to be calm and not talking to everybody. You
gotta humble yourself.
You gotta humble yourself, because it's weird. For me, you are like you have some problem.
Yeah, he's not taking it serious, and that's why. If he took it seriously, he might have won. Yeah. Even though it's he say she, it's like he say she say, but it is kind of lean more towards the women when it comes to stuff like that. But there is cases where women lie, and it doesn't, and they lose they lose the battle. But it's very hard to very hard to prove that.
So like I think Tupac at the time before he passed away, he had a problem with a chick in a nightclub, I think.
Did he lose that? No, it's that. And I think I seen a video where he was in a bathroom. Oh, was that the nightclub bathroom?
Like he was in the bathroom, like talking about what happened, you say?
I think something happened in the bathroom and Shorty lied. It's so sketchy because it was a long time ago when I heard the story, and I only heard it once. But I remember he did go to jail for
he did go to jail. Yeah. He did go to jail, and when he was in jail, he was writing songs. And then when he quit the jail, he started to he signed with Death Row, Suge Knight label, and then he had a contract with Suge Knight, and he recorded like a bunch of songs every day. This is why we had so many posthumous albums of Tupac, is because the guy literally recorded every single day.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, for the game, it's really bad, because all of the money from his new album, Born to Rap, and all of his concert, and actually all of the benefits that he will earn from his label Prolific Record will go to the chick,
Yeah.
So that means if I'm listening to Born to Rap, it's like I'm letting the chick. I'm paying her basically.
Yeah.
So I don't. You don't
even listen to it no more.
Yeah, man.
Find a way to listen to it without paying her.
Yeah, I can listen to his whole album, but Born to Rap specifically, because the thing is that he created a label, Prolific Record, and he was the only artist in the label, and this is the only project that came from this label, the Born to Rap. So I think that he did that on purpose. So he did announce that he's going to end his career to create a buzz around him. and he went on tour in Europe, in France, and other countries, you know. So I think that it's really because he wanted to get as much money as possible so that he can reach the 7 million and the chick can. Because he lost, and.
But now you're indebted to a female you don't even know.
Yeah.
That's a payday for her. She's lit, but that sucks for him. We care about the game. I didn't even get to see the game.
Yeah.
In concert. I don't think he ever came to New York. That sucks. I didn't want to have to travel all the way to Los Angeles to see him or overseas to see him.
Yeah. You never seen the game in concert?
Nah.
I mean, it's something.
I would have wanted to too.
Yeah.
But you said he came late, right?
Yeah, he came late, but when the game make performance, it's always something, you know.
Yeah.
Because like he has like a DJ and he has like a musician, you know, behind him. He has people on drums, on guitar, and stuff like that. And then he started the show and he light a blunt. And he gave the joint to the people on the front.
Wow.
And he let people smoking. And after that, he rapped all of his classics, you know, so How We Do, Hate It or Love It, Put You on the Game, One Blood, you know. And he always asked someone on stage to come and drink a bottle of vodka, like entirely. And I don't know if it's... The thing is that I really doubt that it's a real vodka because the game, he drinks the whole bottle until the end, like nothing in the bottle. So I think that
water inside it, right?
Maybe they put water inside, but it's impossible, man. Because the guy keep singing song after that. I think it's water. It's just to make the gangster, you know.
To build more buzz around him or something. That's incredible.
Because you die if you drink like a bottle of vodka, you die.
Alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, but I would want to see him for the documentary, for the songs that he performed. If he did like a 20th anniversary for the documentary concert, and he went on tour for that, I would love to see that. I would have to show.
Yeah, he will do that because on 2015 he did the 10-year anniversary. It was really good because he invited Dr. Dre. He did a show in Los Angeles to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the documentary, and he invited Schoolboy Q, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre on stage. So yeah, it was dope.
This was when? This was last year? 2 years ago?
No, it was in 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So this year would be the 15-year anniversary.
Yeah, 15th anniversary. So we have to wait 5 years before hopefully we could have this concert. Yeah, but since he announced that he stopped rap, but you know.
And Cameron did that too, though. Not the anniversary thing, but like Cameron asked for a blunt from somebody on the stage. Yeah, he from the audience. He went to the audience and got a blunt from somebody, and then he smoked it and he passed it around. I have footage on my Facebook. Yeah. Of the concert, and actually some on my Instagram. Yeah, if you want to check out I posted some concerts on my Instagram. Okay. And I posted the Cameron one where I did this on my Facebook though, where Freaky Zeke is doing wild stuff on stage, dancing and just doing a whole bunch of weird stuff. But that's how Freaky Zeke is. He's a playful person. Yeah. So that's and he got a nice song that he got that's out that he performed. That was a treat. And yeah, that was pretty dope. I went to Kodak Black concert. This was in PlayStation Theater, which is not PlayStation Theater anymore. They changed the name. Okay. Yeah, I was in Times Square like last week, and I went over there just to check it out. And I forget the name of it, but it got a new name. It's like 3 letters in the name. Okay, so it's no longer PlayStation Theater. No, they changing it. They changed the name. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel what do you think about them saying that we might not go into concerts till 2021 in fall? I think that unfortunately it's going to be like that because you mentioned Travis Scott. You heard about on the Fortnite game last night. It was 2 days before. Travis Scott Friday. He played on Friday. Yeah. So I think that is going to be pretty much the type of events that we're going to have, at least for a few months, because with this COVID-19, you just can't have a crowd, a bunch of people,
because you don't respect the social distancing, and people are not tested. You don't have vaccine, so you just can't have a concert right now, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it may happen again probably next year.
I was watching. Everything's going to probably be virtual.
Yeah, virtual, like, you know, the live battle, like the Reza versus DJ Premier battle,
Yeah.
or some other show like D-Nice always make some DJ
concert
session, and like the famous artists start to like Rolling Stone, Beatles, like some other genre. People are all looking for new ways to to interact with people, because at the end of the day, you know, they will enter, like Travis Scott. 12 million people was there for the concert, the virtual concert, you know.
Okay.
12 million. It's impossible to have 12 million.
No, his fan base. Think about all the Fortnite users, and think about all the people that's on that. You remember he toured the world 2 times. Yeah. He had a second leg. So watching that, and that's weird, because if you're doing it at home, if you're viewing it at home, you probably got your friends coming over. So it'll probably be like 4 or 5 of y'all watching the concert, having a watch party. Yeah. At one home. So that lessens how much people see them. So maybe more people watched it. It's just 12 million people tuned in. But more people watched it. Definitely more people watched it, because they probably had watch parties and all that. But I think it's possible, because there's a lot of, he got a big fan base. Travis Scott got a huge fan base. And they're kids. His fan base are kids. Well, Fortnite users kids. And millennials are his fan base. Yeah, definitely. Millennials. And there's some people that's older. Yeah. He got, and you know, it's Caucasian people and there's black people. Yeah, really diverse. He got some Indian people. Yeah, so a lot of people mess with him. And think about all the venues he performed. He only performs in big venues like Barclays Center, which is 17,000 people. So 17,000. Okay. Yeah, 16,000, 17,000. Then Madison Square Garden, like 18,000. So you gotta think about all those places, and all those places that's like that, all the stadiums that's like that, arenas that's like that all across the world. Think about all the people that would see him then. Add that up. Then think about the people who don't go to those concerts, who stays at home, who's underage. Yeah. So you got to think about the young people that's between 12 and 18 who don't go to concerts. All of them, and everybody's at home watching or playing games on Fortnite. So with all that put together, that's a lot of people. Oh man, I think that Travis Scott did something big with this event. Like, and he dropped a new song with Kid Cudi. Freddie is your friend? Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Freddie? Freddie. What's good, Freddie? Happy birthday, Fred. Happy birthday, man. Yeah. So like from Brooklyn? Yeah, he's from New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey, yeah. Yeah, he's a big Logic fan. Logic, let's talk about Logic for a bit. So I saw Logic in 2017. It was in the same place as for NAS, so unfortunately the place with the terrorist attacks. So I saw this concert 2 years after the terrorist attacks, and his show was pretty good, because I was not a big Logic fan, but I had a moment in my life where I kept watching Logic freestyle interviews. And the thing about Logic is that at some point of his career, he was the perfect rapper, you know, because he was able to rap on some boom bap beats, and at the same time he could rap with the new generation. But the problem with Logic is that there is a moment where he kept talking about, you know, him being biracial. So it's like every time he freestyled, he always said, I'm half black, half white. And he always talk about that for all of his tracks, all of his freestyle. And at some point, people were a bit tired of this subject. Yeah, right. You think he says the N-word? No, he can't. He can't. Yes. Certain people can. Certain he's black and white, right? Yeah, but the thing is that he's supposed to tell it. He can tell it, but it doesn't look like. Yeah, he looks more white. More white, but even his hair. But if you look at his father looks like him, but his father is, you can tell that his father is black, you know? Okay. That's incredible.
And I think
he probably chooses not to say the N-word though, because of his.
I think that he really wants to say it, because the thing is that when like you struggle with something, because this is your identity, and you are in a music where this is part of your culture, and all of I shout out to Tooth Years. He's saying that he's listening to us from Belgium. So thanks for watching.
Shout out
Belgium, shout out. So the thing about Logic is that, what did I say? Sorry, I lost.
He struggles with his identity.
The identity.
Saying that word.
Yeah, like he can't say it, And I think that he really wants to say it, because at some point, this is why he kept talking about that, in his songs. Because someone like Drake, Drake is a mixed guy, like him.
Yeah.
But he kind of
he's a little from the culture. Yeah. Because he does everything that we do culturally. Like, he probably sip lean and he hang out with black people. And I don't know why we give Drake a pass. I don't know why we give Drake a pass.
Because J. Cole is biracial as well.
Right. But he is like the fair-skinnedness. I think because they like J. Cole is probably a little lighter than you, if not the same complexion.
Yeah.
So you still got remnants of black in you. But for Logic, he maybe because he acts more like white. If I'm already wrong by this, but it's that, and he probably not as hood. You can't just be black. You gotta kind of be hood too. Yeah. To say that, to have the N-word pass. And from what he said in his previous work, like in Under Pressure and The Incredible True Story, so his two first albums, he's telling some really bad stories about his family. Like he's selling crack to his own pops, his brother. Yeah, this is what. His brother. Wow. I think there is this song, a really incredible song, man. He's sampling KRS-One on this one. It's a song that is divided in 3 parts. I think it's gang related, the title of the song. And basically he's telling a story from 3 different perspectives, from the perspective of himself, from his brother, and from his father. And in this song he's telling that, basically they are all gang related, And the song is very powerful, very deep, and he always sings this song in concert, And it's called Gang Related.
Yeah, Gang Related, 3 parts, and the last verse is legendary. Like he's rapping really fast, All
right, I'm gonna take a listen to that. I just wrote it down.
Yeah, Gang Related, and so Logic definitely has some. He lived in Maryland, I think. But the thing is that I can understand that if all the rappers, like, he's rapping with Joyner Lucas. They dropped a song last year, but they were on a beef at some point. And Joyner Lucas said in an interview that he really hates when Logic keeps saying this stuff. But the guy had a really huge identity crisis, I think.
Wow. That's deep.
And Drake also, I don't know if you saw the interview on Rap Radar with Drake.
With Drake?
Yeah, Rap Radar.
Rap Radar? 2 hours?
Yeah,
the 2 hours
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I listened to it.
And at some point, he's talking about the fact that the black people doesn't pay him enough attention. Like, people doesn't let him go to the culture. This is what he said.
One time? The ending part?
What I'm saying is that Drake felt that the black community doesn't give him enough props, Like, I think he said that the black community doesn't let him fully comes into the community.
I mean, they criticize him a little bit by being a little too sensitive or emotional. Yeah. But I give him his props, I guess. I think you're never going to get the full props because you're black and white. But then J. Cole does. J. Cole
does 100%, and he's confident. He doesn't have any identity problem, But I think that Drake has this one as well. But Drake can say the N-word, and you even have some, like, French Montana. The guy say the N-word on every tracks, but
he's Moroccan, right? He's not black.
No, I mean he's African, but he's not black at all. And nobody like he can rap with Rick Ross, with DJ Khaled, and nobody is blaming him for saying this.
That's odd, cause you know what's crazy? I be feeling some type of way when Spanish people say that word.
Yeah,
I be feeling some type of way.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican people, right?
Yeah, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. You feel me? I remember I went to this concert. It was an 808s and Heartbreaks concert.
Yeah.
For Kanye West's album, but it was like white people that was it was like a band.
Yeah.
A 25-piece orchestra band singing all of the songs from 808s and Heartbreaks. And then they did a song that's not part of the 808s and Heartbreaks called "Then Jesus Walks" by Kanye West. And there's this Puerto Rican guy that I met earlier that night. And the part where he says, "You get these niggas, these niggas," and then nobody in the crowd is saying the N-word, but this Puerto Rican is screaming it. So I'm like, yo, why? I look back at him like, yo, you wildin', you out of line, because his complexion is kind of like white Spanish. Yeah. But he's Puerto Rican. He claims he's Puerto Rican, and earlier that night he was talking about how he's not black. So you can't choose to be black when it's cool, and then not be black when it's time to like raise a fist in solidarity and march with us and this, that, and third. Like you gotta pick you gotta know your role. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Shout out Sensei. Motivational
Another friend
speaker.
Of you? Another friend of you? Okay.
Yeah, 9 to 5 killers.
Yeah. What's up, 9 to 5 killers? So but besides that, so Logic. I saw. It's funny because I saw Logic and J. Cole the same week in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, because J. Cole.
I've never seen J. Cole. I wish I'd seen J. Cole.
It's good. It's really good moment because J. Cole. This guy is so simple, like simple in so many ways, and sometimes this is why people dislike him. People sometimes. His album since 2014, Forest Hills Drive. He's producing his own album, and he doesn't have feature. He doesn't have feature, and he's always number one. But people sometimes blame him for having albums that are not like he's like his flow is too slow. You can be like his songs are not very energetic, But on stage, J. Cole, what I like about him is that on every single track, between each tracks, he's talking to people. Yeah, he's connecting. He's connected. Yeah, and for his concert, he was wearing, the orange dress. Jumpsuit. Yeah, in jail. From jail. Yeah. And he was talking about so many things in a simple way. He's not very complicated philosophical guy. Like Kendrick Lamar. But the guy was simple, and you were connected with him. Yeah, you could digest what he's saying a little more. Cause, definitely. He makes it easier to understand what he's saying. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and that's probably J. Cole. And 2014, Forest Hills Drive is probably my favorite album by him. Yeah, me too. For many people, I think. I collect a lot of J. Cole albums also. I got a couple in the stash. Yeah. But I listen to him a lot too. I didn't listen to KOD though. I didn't hear KOD. I have the album. I didn't go through all the albums that I have. But I have KOD album. I just didn't pop it in yet. Yeah, you have to listen to this one. It's a good album. It's better than his previous one. The For Your Eyes Only. Yeah, KOD was good because, he has this concept about the, drugs and addiction on several ways. And he's given some good subject. Like there is a song when he's talking about Kevin Hart because he had a problem, I think, with a girl at some point. Cheated, yeah. And he also had a song, like the last song of the album is very famous because he is basically rapping about the new generation, Lil Pump and all of the mumble rappers. And instead of having like a diss track, he's just giving them advice. Like They said he was talking to Lil Pump. Specifically, Lil Pump specifically. But also the other young rappers. Yeah, that's kind of like Lil Pump. Yeah, similar to him. Yeah, I understand that. Because after that, he made an interview with Lil Pump, and they are talking basically to each other, and J. Cole is trying to understand why Lil Pump is like that, And Lil Pump is explaining, Yeah, KOD is definitely a good album. Some other concert really good that I've been to. Vince Staples, you know Vince Staples?
Yeah. I
really
haven't been
good
to concert though.
Good concert, but the problem with this guy is that he is on time. He's professional. He doesn't have like a backer or someone, a hype man. He's just alone. But he just rapped. He doesn't connect it to people. He doesn't ask people to make noise. He just rap for 40 minutes and then he leave.
And the thing is, he's new to the culture. Like,
yeah.
So he didn't have to do the legwork, or I don't know why it's like that. Maybe he got some type of anxiety. Maybe he's just there to do a job. Maybe rapping is just a job to him.
But
he's not into it.
Yeah, he's too professional because the show was good. You know, he did all of his hits. He raps clearly, and he has like a huge screen behind him with many TVs that shows like some videos. It was interesting, you know, but it was just that it was really just he rapped and then he left, and the audience was really young as well. But Vince Staples is definitely a good rapper. I saw Anderson .Paak. This show
I've seen him too. I've seen Anderson .Paak. Yeah, Title.
For the Title concert.
Yeah, it was criminal reform.
Mm-hmm.
That was the theme of Title the year that I went.
Yeah.
and Anderson .Paak performed. He got a band. Yeah, he's a good performer. He's fun.
Because he can play drums, he can rap, he can sing. He sings very well. And he was with his crew, Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals. So it was really good.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I also saw Nerd with Pharrell Williams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw Nerd.
That's interesting.
Really good show. Yeah, really good show. Pharrell Williams, the guy looks like he's 25 years old, but he's 50.
I look older than him.
The guy is a vampire, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are some memes on the internet, really funny, where people are showing picture of Pharrell, and they said Pharrell was there in 1650.
1600s?
Yeah, 1600, and then in he did 4 centuries, and he has the same face.
Yeah, no, I can believe that. He's a Martian. But I forgot what he said, but he just exfoliates a lot.
Mm.
He got good skincare.
Yeah,
like he just takes care of his skin, washes his face a lot, and he eats healthy. So that's why his skin is so healthy. And
they did the same meme for Morgan Freeman, but the opposite.
Yeah, he's been old. Yeah. He was born old, Benjamin Buttons or something, but instead he was getting younger. Yeah,
definitely.
That's
so
incredible.
Still many artists, many events that we've been.
You know what I've been doing lately? What I've done since Friday. I've been watching concerts online.
Yeah, you told me.
Because I miss it.
Yeah.
And so, but it's more comfortable now because I'm in my room, I'm in my bed watching it. You feel me? But I've been so much screen time. Like yesterday I should say, I was probably watching this concert called Play On Fest, where they just show a lot of people's hip hop or rock or classic, hip hop or rock or pop. They showing their best concerts.
Yeah.
So I seen Coldplay. I seen Baby Rexha. I seen last night was Lil Uzi Vert, Nipsey Hussle.
Okay. Right.
Gucci Mane.
Yeah. So it's like old videos that they.
Old videos, Coachella, old Coachella videos. So I was up watching that for a long time, and it's still playing right now. It's still going on. It's 4 days straight.
Ouais, tout tiers. Merci d'être là. J'ai vu le battle avec Sat et Sniper, c'était cool. Ah, merci beaucoup. Merci. Yeah, Stan, you can join. Ça se passe comment à Liège, là, le confinement? Ouais. C'est moins sérieux, tu veux dire, les gens, ils Ils sortent dehors et tout ça. Ouais. New York, parce que j'habite à New York, c'est chaud aussi, tu vois, tout est fermé, mais c'est compliqué. La police est raisonnable, ouais.
My man.
Yeah, I was talking to because I just met two tiers. He's from Belgium, and he's talking about what is happening in Belgium with the lockdown. And he said to me that because France and Belgium are really close, and we both speak French,
Yeah.
And he said that in Belgium is not like in France. France, we have many cases because we are 60 million people in France, and the number of cases keep increasing. So it's
is it are they locking down like how New York and China has been locked down?
Yeah, the thing is that actually, man, in the world we have like deux tiers. Yeah, sorry. Actually, in the world, I think there are 2 billion people locked down, something like that.
Incredible.
But the thing is that it's going to ruin the it's really bad for the health and definitely, but in terms of economy, the impact is going to be huge,
Yeah. So you don't know if the curve is flattening, that they say?
Like
if it's getting better in France? I know you got a lot of people over there.
In France, we have like 22,000 deaths in France as of today.
22,000.
Yeah, because in New York, in the USA, we are 55,000, something like that, I think. So
I think 5,500.
5,500, yeah. 5,500 is the whole country of the US, yeah.
The whole country in the US is probably 50,000.
Yeah, 50,000.
But in just New York, it might be like 3,400 or 4,000.
Yeah.
I think. I haven't been keeping up. I really don't watch the news too much. But when I listen to the radio every morning, they have certain bits where they're talking about about what's going on and how to be safe, and they're giving you tips on what to do in this project. Yeah. And they're giving stats.
But the thing is that with my work, every Monday we have to make like a meeting where we discuss about because where I work, there are some office in Paris and there are some office in Singapore and in London and here in New York. So basically in the meeting we are all given the figures of each place, So we are giving the news about New York and the USA, about what is happening with the president, with the the lockdown that is over in some states,
Right.
Like in Florida, I think they decided to stop the lockdown and people went on the beach and it was crazy, man.
Yeah, I think Atlanta too.
Yeah, I think in Georgia. Yeah, in Georgia, people.
Yeah, Georgia, not Atlanta.
Yeah.
Maybe Atlanta or something. I know in Georgia they did.
Even the barber shops, like they don't get money, so they need to reopen their business. So Killer Mike, Killer Mike, the guy from Run the Jewels, the rapper from ATL, is really active for the community, and he said that he has his own barber shop in Atlanta, and he said that he doesn't want to reopen his business because he's really into we need to stay home and stuff like that. But he has some other money, he can have money from music.
He can afford to not open it up. He just got to pay the rent.
Exactly.
He's not hurting.
Yeah, so this is why I think that it's very difficult. It's not that easy to ask people to just stop working. It's not that easy, I think.
Yeah, and the $1,200 stimulus is not enough to keep them afloat.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe could help you out for 1 month only.
Yeah,
and that's it. Then you're struggling at that point. It's tough. You don't have to be going into emergency savings.
Definitely. But go back to the concert. So quick question. So you did tell me your favorite memories, your worst memories. Who is I think you pretty much answered all of my questions.
Yeah, and I asked you some questions.
Yeah, because it's my third Instagram live. The first one was with one of my French friend. He's writing the book on Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
The second live was with one of my friends in Canada, and he's a DJ.
Okay.
And he's a real hip-hop head. The guy just knows every rapper, underground rappers, and mainstream rappers. He has the same age as you, And
really?
he's really listening to music.
Like Questlove. He's a DJ and he knows a lot about.
Oh man, Questlove. Have you seen his Instagram live, Questlove?
No, I haven't.
Man, he's playing. He's so many artists, so many different type of music. You know, because every night he's doing IG live. I have Questlove, Ninth Wonder, DJ Premier, and D-Nice. Always.
I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna check them out. But you kind of got an old soul. You've been around a while. You feel me? Because you listen to all the hip hop even before your time.
Yeah.
Right. How old were you when you first started listening to music?
I first started listening to music really in 2001. So basically, I grew up in a big family. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and they were older than me. They were already listened to Tupac, Dr. Dre, and Blackstreet, Usher, all of this R&B rap group, Notorious B.I.G. But me, I was too young. I was more into video games and stuff like that. And in 2001, I discovered a French artist. His name is This Is La Peste. And he has a really comic song, very funny. And I discovered rap through this song. And for US, I discovered really with Eminem.
Nice.
The real Slim Shady Eminem and KRS-One from the Bronx. He had this song called Step Into the World.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Sound of the Police. And after that, I started to listen like Bow Wow. Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Because at that time, he was young. He was 13 years old. I was 10. Right. So it was funny to see like a younger version rapping.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you started listening to, you started going backwards and back catalogs like in the 90s.
No, at first, yes. At first, I was listening to the music that came out at that time. So it was Eminem with the Eminem Show. It was Ja Rule with all of his really famous songs. I also listened to some French rappers, and Nas was there with the Godson. He made Ainsi, the song that with the motivational song. So Nas, Ainsi. And after that, you had all of these mainstream rappers, like G-Unit and Dipset, Diplomats with Jim Jones and Joel Santana.
It was the same with me, but it was a little difficult for me to go back and listen to songs in the 90s and the 80s because I just really didn't relate. And the things that they said would go over my head as a young person. I started listening to music maybe at 7 or 8. Because I will sneak into my brother's room and listen to his Walkman. Yeah. Remember the Walkman, the cassette? The cassette.
Yeah, I remember,
So he would have Biggie Smalls and DMX. Yeah. So I would sneak and listen to his Walkman and listen to DMX and Biggie Smalls. That was my first introduction to listening to hip hop. And then when I got older, I started buying my own CDs and listening to that. And I bought Lloyd Banks. I bought Kanye West. Yeah. And I was listening to what came out at that time. I wasn't going back and listening to 90s hip hop and all that.
Yeah, like this song, the Thiers, the Belgian guy, said affirmative action. This is definitely one of the songs that I've discovered as well at that time. Nas, he made a collaboration with some French rappers, and it was for his song Affirmative Action. And this song it was written, and it was with Foxy Brown, AZ, and Cormega. And he invited the French rapper NTM, is a really legendary group in France, to make the remix. Because you know that the US and French people, they always have songs together, Okay. Yeah, like we had song with Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott she has a song with this guy named MC Solar. And MC Solar did a song with Guru, Guru, the half of Gangstar. Yeah. With DJ Premier. Method Man and Redman, they did a song with I Am. It's another French group on the south of France. Raekwon on the Wu-Tang Clan did a song with a French rapper. And The Game as well. The Game did a French with a French rapper.
Those are some big collaborations.
Yeah. because the thing is that France is actually the second biggest country in the world in terms of music selling.
Okay, so they're really big into hip hop.
We are really big because in the 80s, at the end of the 80s, some French people went to New York for a holiday, and some of them stayed longer, and they saw the movement in America in the early 80s, So the people were jamming, dancing in the Bronx, and basically this guy just studied, and when they came back to France, they tried to do the same. So you had some TV show and some people who start to break dancing and rapping, and then we start to have our own, not necessarily identity, because it's always like you guys making music, and French people, few months later, we are doing the same, basically. We are always following American artists,
Yeah, we're kind of trendy. We're trendy.
Exactly. And then we had you had Public Enemy with Chuck D and Flavor Flav. We had this group called Assassin, So it's so he said, Stanman, Lucien Papalu.
Lucien Papalu?
Yeah.
Lucien is my mother's last name. I don't know what Lucien Papalu means.
Can you develop 2 tiers? 2 tiers? He's going to write. Basically this is how the French rap started like that. So huge influence between America and we're really inspired by American artists, basically.
Yeah.
And Method Man and Redman was actually my first favorite rappers, and then it was The Game.
Okay. Yeah, I seen that you posted that you was with Redman. I love that movie, How High. That was my introduction to Redman and Method Man.
Yeah,
that's what made me love them. Yeah,
All High is definitely the thing about Method Man and Redman is that they are so, together. Their connection is really they're well connected. And I've discovered a few songs of Method Man with the Wu-Tang when I was a kid. And what I like the most about Redman is the same for Ludacris. Is that they are funny rappers. They can they are very technical, but at the same time they are a bit funny.
Yeah, jokey. Yeah,
jokey.
Yeah, that's why I like Ludacris too. And that was probably at a young age when I was first listening to music. Ludacris is probably my favorite rapper.
Yeah. Word of mouth. Chicken and Beer.
Yeah, I got all of Ludacris's albums growing up. When every time he came out with something, I definitely copped it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, he's saying this in French. Yes, thanks, Dutier. So, Lucien Papalu, I'm ashamed that I didn't know this guy. So basically, it's a French guy, really respected in New York. And A Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip's band, they dedicated a song to him on the track Luck of Lucien. Yes, with the French anthem at the beginning of the song. I think
Really?
Luck of Lucien was the first or the second album of A Tribe Called Quest. To confirm.
I gotta go back to that. Let me write that down because I'm getting a little history right now. You said Lucien.
Yeah.
And Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. Lucien Papalu.
Lucien Papalu.
Because A Tribe Called Quest, they come out at a time where hip hop, was you had the first one of 1990. Okay. At the end of the 80s, in hip hop, you had so many bands Run DMC, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, and then A Tribe Called Quest, along with De La Soul, they brought something really soulful, And you had Pete Rock as well. Pete Rock came out in the early 90s, and when you listen to the album, you see that it's more soulful, more classic soul sample.
Okay. I'm gonna go backwards and listen to them.
Yeah. So basically this is, and you, what about you? You're the first rapper that you really listened to when you were younger?
It had to be around 7 or 8. It had to be DMX or Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls.
Really Biggie Smalls, because DMX, I didn't really resonate with the things that he was talking about. But Biggie Smalls is like a storyteller.
Yeah.
And he was visual. Like the thing he would say, I would visualize. So it had to be Biggie Smalls. But really, it would have to be Lloyd Banks and Kanye West. When I ventured out music on my own, around 12 years old, it had to be Ludacris and it would have to be Kanye West and Lloyd Banks.
Okay, yeah, Lloyd Banks. I remember the song "On Fire."
Yeah.
Oh man, this shit. When I was young, I dreamed so much about living in New York City just because of that. Because you had so many songs about New York City, like New York with Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and Jabu.
Yeah.
And the clip of "On Fire" was in the Empire State Building. So you saw the Empire State Building, and you saw Lloyd Banks and all the G-Unit members partying in the top of the Empire State Building. So the Hunger for More was definitely a huge classic.
Yeah, that was a classic for me too.
Yeah.
And
I'm So Fly. Yeah.
And also Eminem. I dived in. It's the album with Mockingbird. I think it's Encore.
Encore. Yeah, it's Encore. Yeah.
That's my favorite album by Eminem. And Recovery.
You said Encore is your favorite album of Eminem?
That's for me. I know you might say Marshall Mathers LP or
it's the first time I heard this, man.
Why? No, because I was young. Yeah. It's probably not my favorite now. Yeah. But that was like my first album that I ever listened to from him growing up. Yeah. And then I really liked Encore, and I bought that album. Yeah. And then I went back and listened to Marshall Mathers LP and Slim Shady LP.
Because the thing is that the younger generation, many people who were born after 1995, they discovered Eminem from Recovery, So sometimes it's like, for them, I'm Not Afraid and all of these songs is like really Eminem's classic, Right. For me, it was really the Eminem Show. The Eminem Show with the Without Me, because I was young, and when you listen to Without Me, when you're a kid, you like it because the beat is really minimalist, and the clip, with Ben Laden and stuff like that, is very funny. But the thing about Encore, is that he dropped the album after the 3 first album, and with Encore, it's like a version of the Eminem Show, but only with trash tracks, But because when you listen to Puke, I don't have spend some time, but there are some good highlights as well, But this album, when it came out, I was really disappointed, and it was funny because it came out when I was young, and I was already able to judge Eminem's album. I was just 13, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's not like the Eminem Show,"
That's interesting. Well, we got different tastes, I guess. You probably have bigger, higher standards for music than I do.
So, for example, we have a very young audience because Deux Tiers, the Belgium guy, is saying that he discovered Eminem with We Made You. So that means, I don't know how old is he. Maybe that is, how old are you, Deux Tiers? Yeah, you knew Lose Yourself. Yeah, everybody knew Lose Yourself, I think.
Yeah.
But
I even was listening to D12. And D12 Bazaar is comical. Bazaar from D12.
Definitely. You know that he has his own album. He played this song 22. Yeah, he played this song called Rockstar or something like that. I'm a rockstar, baby, baby, I'm a rockstar.
I remember that.
It was so bad, man.
See, but listening to it now, you like that's probably like distasteful music or whatever. But
man,
back then when it came out, it was good for the timing when it came out. And Encore, when it came out for me, it was good music for when it came out for me.
Yeah, but you still had some like Toy Soldier, Mosh, when he criticized Bush.
Yeah, it has some good. He has some good songs. You say it was trash, but he has those throwaway songs.
He was not trash. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has some songs that he just does for the fun of it. I guess just for him. And then there's music that he put out, like comedic. Like no, he puts out songs for himself, like it's comical, just to set the tone for the introduction of the album. And then he gets into more serious things later on in the album. Yeah, like you say, Marsh or Mockingbird.
Yeah, and, Mockingbird, I really like it. Yeah, Evil Dead is the second song. It's really good. on the encore. And Mockingbird, I prefer Mockingbird rather than Haley's song. You know, Haley's song is on the Eminem show, and he's singing about his daughter. And Mockingbird, I think, was better in terms of musicality.
It definitely was. Definitely was.
But I think Eminem went through a really hard time with encore because he took many drugs, and it was I
think the album after that. He went to a lot of drugs. I forget the name of it. What was the name of his album after
Encore?
Encore.
It was Relapse.
Relapse was trash. Sorry, Eminem, but I didn't like Relapse.
Yeah, because of the accent, maybe.
The accent?
Because he took some weird Indian accent throughout the whole album.
Oh, I didn't like it. I didn't like the vibe.
Yeah, actually, Relapse. Yeah, Relapse is. I think because Relapse was. Just imagine that Eminem from 2004 to 2009 it disappeared because Proof is his best friend Proof, who was always there for concert. He passed away because of in Detroit he was shot, and Eminem took many drugs, so he had to go into recovery.
Yeah.
And not recovery, when you rehab, he went on rehab. And the thing is that he came back with Relapse in 2009 with 19 tracks produced by Dr. Dre. And the whole song is really, it brought the vibe of Slim Shady, really dark Slim Shady. But I can understand if you don't like Relapse. I think this album is really the most divided album of Eminem. It's either you love it or you hate it. You can't be in the middle with this album.
Okay. Well,
but after that, Recovery until Kamikaze, I was no longer a fan of Eminem.
I liked Recovery. Recovery was cool to me. That was him coming back for me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We got different taste. Maybe you had him to a high standard.
Yeah. But it's still, for me, Eminem is still one of the greatest rapper of all time. There is no doubt on it. And even today, he's almost 50. And when he drops an album, everybody keep talking about it. Like Music to be Murdered By, the last album in January. Yeah. Like he dropped the album in surprise. Nobody expected this album. And, he took into account all the remarks that people had,
Right.
So Slim Shady LP, it was his first album, studio album with My Name Is. And it was a good album with Dr. Dre Productions. But besides Eminem, do you have some other artists, like the new generation? Like Lil Yachty, stuff like that, Migos.
I don't get into Lil Yachty, but I did see him in concert.
Yeah,
I seen Lil Yachty in concert, and that was cool because when you're doing concerts, you're playing your hits, you're playing songs that be on the radio, so you can enjoy a concert even though you don't know the person. Because if you don't know the person, you at least know the songs because they play on the radio a lot, or you hear it through passing.
Yeah.
So no, not Lil Yachty. Youngest generation.
I think YBN.
Lizzo.
I like
Lizzo.
YBN. You know YBN Corday.
Corday is good.
He's good.
Corday is real good.
Really
I like
good.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But new artists, I got Lizzo.
Who?
I meant Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Yeah.
He's from the South or?
Nah, I actually don't know where she's from, but she's a female artist.
Cizé, you said?
No, Lizzo.
Okay. She's a female artist. Okay.
Yeah, I got her album.
Female artist. If you can show me. Oh, okay. She's a rapper or a singer?
She's a singer.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's hip hop though. She does.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's what
female rappers. I really like Rhapsody. She's
Rhapsody's dope.
In another level, I think. And Megan Stallion.
Megan Stallion's who I'm into.
I underestimated her at first, and then I started to listen to her album and her freestyle. She's dope.
Yeah.
Cardi B, sometimes I'm tired of her, because she's too, like when she's talking, she's too too authentic. I think I don't like the way she sounds sometimes, you know. Like I can't listen to a whole album. His album was dope, you know. Her first album was dope. But Megan Thee Stallion, I think, has way much more skills than Cardi B, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. And she's hotter now. She's a hotter artist. But yeah, I agree with you. Megan Thee Stallion is good. Megan Thee Stallion is dope. I listen to everything that come out that she come out with, but I haven't A, seen her in concert, and B, I haven't heard her whole album. I just listen to what's on the album, what's on the radio. I like the baby. I told you about that.
Oh yeah, the baby. Even if sometimes his tracks all looks like
similar, right?
Yeah, they are all similar. He always have the same recipe to make music, but at the end of the day, he keeps streaming and keeps selling records. So
yeah, it's working.
Yeah,
that's why people still streaming, people still copying. So that's why they still tune in.
Yeah,
but he got a couple of songs where he dives a little deeper. He gets a little deeper than just a regular raps that he gives. But I'm a fan of him. I'm definitely a fan of him. What do you think about Fabulous album Summertime 2003?
I didn't listen to his album. I have to tell you that sometimes it's hard for me to go back listening to old artists that throw some new project.
Right.
For example, Jadakiss, he dropped an album this year.
Yeah.
But I listened. It was okay, But Fabulous, it was a mixtape or an album?
It's an album. It's the end of a mixtape series.
Okay, I have to listen.
Album.
Because Fabulous, I think the last time I listened to an album, it was a long time ago, man. It was in 2007, I think.
Yeah, the thing is, I always checking for Fabulous. I guess
you're a big fan of Fab. You're a big fan of Fab. Hey, he's definitely a New York rapper.
Yeah, it's the Brooklyn in me that will always have to tune in and support Fabulous.
Man. You remember Breathe, the song Breathe?
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't tune into Fabulous when he first came out. Street Dreams, I don't know if that's the second or first album.
Yeah, it's his first album, yeah.
Okay, I didn't tune into him when he first put that out. I didn't tune into his mixtapes. I guess I was a little too young, and they didn't market his music to me. But I definitely was into Loso's Way, and From Nothing to Something. Yeah,
this is the last album I think I really listened from the top until the end, because it was the third album. Because my favorite is Real Talk. Real Talk is my favorite Fabulous album.
Oh, I also didn't even listen to that. Oh.
Real Talk is really dope, man. It's the album where you have Breathe. You have also some songs with I don't recall all the title.
So Into You?
No, So Into You was in Street Dreams.
Okay.
But Real Talk was a good mix of really street rap and R&B, because Fabulous is a rap / R&B with Ashanti and some other singers,
Right.
But Real Talk was really good, really dope. Fabulous, real New York, like Jadakiss as well. But Jadakiss is from Yonkers, I think. Is that from New York City?
He's from Yonkers. Yonkers is New York, but
you consider it? Yeah, it's New York State.
It's not the city, but I don't know where Yonkers lands on the map. But
it's close to the Bronx, right? I think it's after the Bronx.
It may be.
Yeah, because you have DMX, Mary J. Blige, I think is from the Yonkers as well.
Right.
But he did sing on the song New York with Fat Joe and Ja Rule. So.
Right.
So many artists in New York City. But the thing is that I am more West Coast fan, along with NWA, Kendrick Lamar, The Game, Ice Cube. But I think that Atlanta, the South at some point completely runs the rap game,
Yeah, they had it, and they had it for a while, and there was more, and people started emulating their styles because that's what the streets really wanted to listen to. They had the radio, they had the sound, sound for a while.
Because you mentioned Ludacris, T.I., but in Atlanta you had Lil Jon, and at that time, when we played Need for Speed Underground on PS2, we had
Get Low.
Lil Jon song, Get Low, you had Lil Gang Twins, you had Atlanta for me is just huge. And even as of today, you have all the Gucci Mane, Young Jeezy, T.I., the legendary, and you have new MCs like 21 Savage. 21 Savage, by the way, I don't know, what do you think about 21 Savage?
he's not lyrical, but I tune into some of his songs. I like X with him and Future.
Yeah.
And I like the song he got with Cardi B, Cardi and Barty. And I like A Lot with him and J. Cole.
Yeah, with J. Cole, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't really sit down and tune into to his album. But I heard that album, I Was Better Than I Am, or I'm Greater Than I Am.
It was critically acclaimed. It was critically acclaimed.
Yeah, like, I heard that was a good album. And
it's a pure,
I was like, yo, he spit. He got a vibe on this album.
He spit. It's just that he raps like he's, he's sleeping or he's waking up. But this is his style. But his last album was 100% 21 Savage, pure mumble rap.
I think he's nominated now, right? He's a Grammy nominated artist now.
Yeah, Grammy nominated.
That's incredible.
And another guy from Atlanta that I really like is G.I.D.
G.I.D. Okay.
Yeah,
is he on Dreamville?
Dreamville, yeah.
Okay, I heard of him. I haven't tuned in though.
Listen to DiCaprio too. His second album, as well as his first album. I don't recall the name of it. This one, but G.I.D. is definitely a great artist. He has some because he can rap. He has the same voice as Anderson .Paak a little bit, but he's much more street. Like, he's a street dude, but he's from Atlanta, so he's really different compared to Future or, rappers like that. But G.I.D. is definitely an Earth Gang, they look like Outkast a bit,
Right.
On Dreamville as well.
With the outlandish clothes too, eccentric clothing. I was listening to J-Rock the other day.
J-Rock, yeah.
Yeah, he got some good songs. I was listening to Redemption.
Yeah, it's a great album, yeah. But the old CD is something. But you heard about, Griselda Records with West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, and Benny the Butcher.
I heard of them, but I haven't listened to them. I heard Griselda is a group, right?
Yeah, it's a group and a record label. And the thing is that as of today, Griselda Records is probably the most respected crew in hip hop. Because they're from Buffalo. Buffalo, the city in the upstate. In the north. So they're from this small city, but they have a really, really sad story, because they're all connected. They're all brothers or cousins, and they've been to a lot in the street. And one of them, Conway the Machine, he was shot in the head, and his face was deformed, And the guy, if you look at Conway the Machine interviews or video clip, he's like this, And the thing is that the guy was completely deformed because of this, but he was able to rap. So they all have some stories like that. Some of them were in jail. Some of them were in jail and they had to drop mixtapes before their brother came out from jail. So Griselda Records is right now the huge hip-hop crew.
All right, I can see what you mean about real respected. Yeah. They're the most respected right now. I can see that because they went through a lot of tribulations and trials. Yeah, tribulations that could have stopped them from succeeding and getting to where they are, but they actually probably pushed them a little more. Yeah, definitely. And even their sound is very, underground, hip-hop, greeny. And even Drake praised them on the Rap Radar interview. And he's going to make a song with Benny the Butcher, so it's going to be interesting to see Drake rapping with Griselda Records. Who they say Griselda sound like? They say you sound like Wu-Tang? They sound a bit like Wu-Tang and Rock Marciano. So it's really, some hip-hop old school beats like RZA. Yeah, they sound a bit like RZA. RZA beats. Yeah, RZA beats. So it's really street underground, no trap, no drill. It's strictly hip hop. Yeah. Okay. That's dope. I'm into Lil Baby. Yeah, I saw Lil Baby in concert with Future. I seen him too. I seen him at Half for the Holidays. Yeah. What's the most expensive ticket you bought for a concert? It was for Kendrick Lamar. How much you paid? A lot, because the thing is that the concert was sold out. I think it was 300, something like that, man. Because the thing is that the concert was sold out.
no ticket, and the only way for me to get ticket was to go to, there is the website that connected you to people who, the resale site.
Might be StubHub.
So I think it was a guy from Sweden who couldn't come, so he just sell his ticket. So basically the ticket was higher, and it was the VIP. I wanted the VIP, but there are even some more expensive tickets. If you pay 500 in this concert room in Paris, you get the chance to take a picture with him on backstage before the concert.
Meet and greet. Meet and greet.
The what? Sorry?
It's called meets and greet.
Okay, yeah, it's called like this, yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. I have never did a meet and greet. Oh, I did one meet and greet.
Yeah.
With Janae Aiko. That was cool, and that's a concert I went in for free.
Yeah.
From my friend. My friend is a security.
Yeah, the security guard.
Yeah, he got me to a couple places for free. I seen Black for free.
Yeah.
I seen
Black, the Atlanta singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dope. I listen to his first album all the time. Free.
Yeah, the Zone 6. No, it was I don't remember.
It's
Atlanta. Yeah.
His East Atlanta Love Letter. I didn't listen to that. Yeah. I listened to Free.
Yeah.
His first mixtape, first album, where he got a bear on the front cover.
Yeah. I remember the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, that you should listen to. That's a dope song to check out. I'm playing that constantly.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that we can talk for hours and hours, but we have to get back to normal life. But since we don't even have normal life with this quarantine, so. But thank you so much, Stan, for this live. It was really interesting.
No problem, man.
I learned a lot about hip hop and New York. Yeah. And hopefully in this summer we can, we will be able to have something. I know that it's impossible to have a huge concert like before, like Afropunk or something like that. Right. But at least a few events in Harlem or something like that, And I will upload the video on YouTube. So it's gonna be 2 parts. You're welcome, De Thiers. Shout out à toi.
Shout out to my people that showed up to the live.
Yeah. And so I'm going to upload the video on YouTube. It's going to be a long video, but unfortunately only 2 parts. I completely missed the whole 1 hour.
Yeah, that first part was dope.
Yeah, the first part was dope.
I felt it.
Yeah, but the second and this one was dope as well. And we interact with some people, so it was even better. And so I don't know what your plans for this quarantine. If you're watching movies and you're watching the concert, right?
Yeah, I'm done watching the concert though. Yesterday was the last of that, but I'm done with that. And now it's just either I look at my old footage, or I just listen to songs. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep up watching Netflix. I'm watching a lot of Netflix, Black AF.
Yeah.
And
Black. Yeah, I have to watch this show. It's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it. It's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right.
Because me, at the end, I don't mind, staying at home and watching movies. This is like my element, I like watching movies, writing reviews, and connected to people on social media. So if people ask me to not go out, whatever,
Yeah.
It
makes me feel better that everybody's not going out. It's not just me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was confined to my home and it was just me, I'd be like, I'm missing everything. I got FOMO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I know everybody's going through it, we're all in solidarity.
We are all the same. The only people who remains outside is the people who run or doing bicycle or sport. But there is no event, there is no restaurant, there is no movie theater. We are all in the same page,
Yeah. So that's why I'm cool. The world kind of stops, so I know I'm not missing too much, and everything is at home. Everything you want to see is in your fingertips. So I'm cool with that. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do, man. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate. Have a good Sunday, and see you later. I will tell you when I upload the video on YouTube.
You too, man. Take care. Until we see.
Take care, man. Peace.
All right, man.